Hey everybody, this is Studmuffin from 3dayrespawn.com. I'm reviewing Steel Diver for the 3DS today, which is a Nintendo developed and published game. It's one of the launch titles for the 3DS. And to start things off, I'm going to do something that you should never do with your 3DS, and that is turn the brightness all the way up. But that should help you guys see it better. Also, I'm going to keep the 3D off because the camera will be able to see the screen better, but the 3D in this game really is great. It's pretty cool to see the ocean like that. Nothing pops out at you, but it's like looking through a window into the game pretty much. So I'll just show you a mission while I talk about it. This is mission number 1. You get to pick between 3 different submarines and go through missions in this game, and that's the main thing that you're doing. They're different size. The way that they tilt is different. They have different mug shots with them. You never see those guys again, so it's not really important. We'll go with the manatee. That's the simplest one. Also, the way that they shoot missiles is different. So you just control the game with the touchscreen. You need to control your forward and reverse motion as well as your surface and dive. So you can enlarge the map, and the manatee can shoot a missile upward like that and a missile forward like that. It's the only one that can shoot a missile forward. I described pretty much all of the differences between the submarines. I wouldn't say that they're inspired, but they they have slight differences. It doesn't add very much to the gameplay, but you do have to play all the missions with all the submarines and get through to the end in order to unlock the last couple levels. And there are only 7 missions, like you just saw on the select screen. It's a very short game, and that's pretty much the main point of this review, is that you're not going to need this game for very long. I picked it up on launch, and I'm ready to sell it now. It's got a couple other modes like Periscope Strike, which you'll see at the end of this mission, and Steel Commander. Okay, so 2 things just happened. He shot a heat-seeking missile at me, so I activated my masker down here, which takes some of your air supply, but it masks you from heat-seeking missiles briefly. And if you run out of air, you need to go up to the surface before you run out of air, actually. Air's a very important thing. And returning to the surface also restores your life meter, which is up here. You want to avoid all kinds of exploding barrels, of course, and spiky balls. I can break that rock if I wanted to shoot a missile at it, but it's really not in my way, so I'm just going to pass it up. The action in this game doesn't seem very intense at all, but when you are trying to keep track of your depth and your speed, and you're trying to avoid things, and you're trying to get to your goal, it's pretty involved. So you can't really get a good sense of this game by just watching videos, but if you try it out, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that was that. That's the first mission. Just completed it. Took me under 2.5 minutes. So, of course, the other missions are longer. Some of them have boss fights. The back of the box says that there are sea monsters, plural, but there's only a sea monster in one of the levels, which is disappointing. Now I'm in Periscope mode, and this is a standalone mode in the game, but you also play 30 or 40 seconds of it at the end of each mission. So, one cool thing about it is you can control it with the gyroscope, but usually, like, I'm playing this game in the car or something, and I can't move it around, so you also get the option of touchscreen controls, which is nice. And this is pretty much pointless. Like, it'll give you you can see your high score for Periscope Strike and stuff like that, but the main thing you're doing is collecting these decals up here, and decals are kind of like perks or whatever. They upgrade certain aspects of your submarine, and you can pick one at a time. So Yeah, like I said, you just saw one mission. There's only 7. It's very short, but the later missions are longer. The boss fights are pretty cool, and like I said, you do have to do it with multiple submarines, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but really it's just a short game. And you unlock expert mode. I'll show you mission 1 in expert mode, just so you can see the difference, because there's really not that much. And I'll do the blue shark this time. I won't go through the whole thing, but we'll just dive down here, and with the blue shark you control your tilting like that, so just so you can get an idea of how it's different. With the manatee it's automated. So here's a big piece of junk that you can hurt yourself by running into, like that. And in expert mode, your life meter goes down a lot with each hit. Like, I'm almost dead right now, and they just put like random pieces of junk in your way. It's kind of a cheap way of making it expert mode, but yeah, it really doesn't add that much replay value. So pretty much the point of this review is that Steel Diver is a good rent. It's a really good way of demonstrating the 3D effect on this. It looks really nice. There's time attack modes, but those aren't necessarily fun. 8 courses on that, which you can do with all submarines. And this is gonna get you like maybe 4 hours, 4 to 10 hours. It really just depends if you want to play expert mode, if you want to use all 3 submarines in expert mode, and if you're into the time trials, which, as you can see, they're kind of bland. It's just a generic background and stuff. This game does also have a multiplayer mode. It's called Steel Commander, but to me it just seemed like a really needlessly overcomplicated version of Battleship. Could be fun for some people, but I didn't really get into it at all. So yeah, if you can rent this game, or if you can buy it on the cheap, it might be worth $15 or $20, but definitely not the $40. That's why I'm flipping it around and selling it. So yeah, it's cool. It's definitely cool if you want to try it out, but there's just not too much value to it because of its shortness. So that's Steel Diver. It's original IP from Nintendo, so that's cool. They're doing something different at least. Let's just hope for something a little more substantial next time. Thanks for watching my review, guys. If you're not a member of 3 Day Respawn and you're looking for a nice community of Christian gamers, definitely go to www.3dayrespawn.com. and I will see you there. My gamertag is Studmuffin, so look me up if you want to sign up. Also, we have a podcast on iTunes, and that's a good way of getting involved too, so check it out, and hopefully I'll see you later.